Why Data's head is severed in Star Trek: The Next Generation's Time's Arrow. Time's Arrow, the two-part episode that bridges Star Trek: The Next Generation's fifth and sixth seasons, opens with one of the most jarring visuals in the franchise's history: the severed head of Lieutenant Commander Data buried beneath San Francisco. For a character so deeply associated with logic, continuity, and mechanical perfection, the image of his disembodied skull not only raised immediate stakes, it redefined how Star Trek would deal with paradoxes, identity, and mortality. But why is Data's head severed at all? On the surface, it's a clever sci-fi twist. Dig deeper, though, and you uncover one of TNG's most ambitious explorations of fate, time travel, and the vulnerability of even the most seemingly indestructible characters. The setup: a death in the future past. The episode begins with an archaeological team discovering Data's 500-year-old head in a cavern under San Francisco. It's a classic Star Trek inciting incident, mysterious, cerebral, and filled with implications that blend science and philosophy. The revelation sets off a chain reaction aboard the Enterprise. The crew must reckon with the grim realization that their friend and comrade is somehow destined to travel back to 19th century Earth, die, or be destroyed, and leave his head behind. The central mystery isn't just how Data's head got there, it's how the timeline loops around itself and whether fate can be altered at all. A perfect time loop. Time's Arrow doesn't use time travel merely as a plot gimmick. It builds an intricately constructed loop. Data is the first crew member to travel back through a portal linked to a race of aliens, Davidians, who are secretly feeding on human neural energy during a cholera outbreak in the 1890s. His mission is to observe, investigate, and, if possible, stop the Davidians without disrupting the timeline. But this isn't a case of changing the past. Time's Arrow smartly plays by its own rules. The future Data of the 24th century always lost his head in the 19th. The team's discovery of his ancient skull wasn't a warning, it was a fixed point. The timeline must preserve itself. The crew of the Enterprise, fully aware of this, goes back in time not to prevent Data's decapitation, but to make sure events unfold as they must. This inversion of the usual time travel narrative, where the heroes try to alter destiny, is what makes Data's head a haunting and symbolic centerpiece. The emotional cost of immortality. Data's detachment from emotion might make it seem like his own demise wouldn't affect him. But Time's Arrow offers a rare glimpse into Data's philosophical engagement with mortality. He calmly accepts the idea that he might be destroyed and leave part of himself in another era. But the implications are profound. He will exist, split across time, his head waiting centuries in silence before being reconnected to his body. In many ways, this is a metaphor for Data's own internal paradox. He is immortal, but fragile. He is emotionally neutral, yet deeply loyal and curious. His willingness to sacrifice himself for the timeline and for the crew grounds the head's severing twist in character-driven logic. It's not just a mechanical part being left behind. It's a statement of faith in his friends and in the stability of time itself. Star Trek's most macabre MacGuffin. The image of Data's head isn't just shocking. It's macabre, poetic, and strangely beautiful. While previous Trek episodes dabbled in time travel and paradoxes, none were so visually stark about it. Finding a character's head centuries before he's actually lost it redefines the audience's expectations of the show's narrative scope. The writers cleverly use this to add urgency. Every choice the crew makes is haunted by what they know must happen. Yet it also gives them the freedom to ensure things unfold without disaster. When Data's head is eventually severed by the Davidian's temporal device, the moment lands not with horror, but inevitability. We knew it had to happen, and we understand why it must. Bringing it full circle. Of course, Star Trek being what it is, there's also a technical explanation. Data's head is still functional when it's recovered centuries later. It's reattached to his body in the 24th century using the Enterprise's advanced technology. The past and present versions of Data are thus united, a literal reconciliation of history and identity. But even this mechanical resurrection serves a deeper purpose. It underscores a recurring Trek theme, that knowledge and compassion can bridge time, space, and even death. In other words, Data's head,